Who's hungry? What's going on, everybody? It's Aurora YGO here, coming at you at around 8 a.m. and I didn't sleep at all the night before. It's pretty great. Yeah, I love card games. But anyways, today we're going to be looking at the new Suship cards that were just revealed for Burst of Destiny, the new set that's giving us the beautiful Winged Beast support that we so deserve, or at least Flunderies. I think the Pot of Greed is in Animation Chronicles, which will probably end up being the same set. I don't know, OCG Land is weird. But yeah, Sushi, which unfortunately is not a fish archetype. This is literally their final chance to make a fish archetype, and they fucking blow it. Thanks, Konami. But the Suship stuff has gotten new support that I found out about last night. I'm probably a bit too late on it. But, you know, I already looked at them, I will admit, but I already forgot everything that they did overnight. So, yeah, let's go ahead and look at them and see if they made Suship any good. So first off, we have Urchin Suship. It's a level 5 Fire Aqua effect monster with 900 attack and 500 defense, and you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. You can reveal one other Suship card in your hand, special summon this card from your hand, then apply this effect based on the revealed card. If it's Rice Suship, you can special summon the revealed monster, or otherwise you place the revealed card on the bottom of the deck. Keep in mind that Rice Suship is the level 4 vanilla that this deck is based around. And then you can target one Suship monster you control. Its level becomes 4 or 5, then you can add a Rice Suship from your deck to your hand. Finally, a way to search your Rice Suship. Like, the guy just kind of sits there, honestly. So, honestly, a lot of archetypes would kill to have a card that's just reveal a thing in hand, special. I know a few archetypes do have things like that, but not too many, like, good ones. Also, that looks like a tongue, now that I think about it. I don't like that. They look like tongues. But it's a really nice special effect, even though it's kind of lackluster that you're most likely going to end up having to replace the revealed card back, because if you search the Suship here, then how are you going to reveal it for the first effect if you don't already have it? Like, it's a bit counterintuitive if you ask me. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the fact that this revolves around a Rice Suship later. But for now, overall, it's a pretty good support card, honestly. It's a level 5 that specials itself for free. That's always nice to have high levels that special themselves. You know, unless you're playing Flunderies and you get to normal summon it anyway. But yeah, nice to have this kind of body control on the board, just spamming really easily, especially because it is an Xyz deck. So that's always nice to have. Next up, we have Ice Fish Suship, and I don't like where this artwork's going. It's a level 4 Fire Aqua effect monster with 200 attack and 250 defense, and once again, you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If you control Rice Suship or an Xyz monster that has Rice Suship as material, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's really nice swarming, actually, if you do have the Xyz monster with the Rice Suship. A lot of your cards revolve around getting that Rice Suship under your Xyz monster, and so it'll be pretty easy to probably get this out, and especially if you, what you can do is you can combo this with Rice and this. You can reveal Rice, special this, and then special the Rice. And then you can use this, because you control Rice, you can special it. And then during your main phase, you can special summon a Suship from your hand, except for Ice Fish. Then you can place any number of Rice Suship from your deck or graveyard on top of the deck in any order. So I don't know what the fascination with this deck is in, like, the placing things on top of deck, without, like, with only having, like, one card that actually excavates them. And I'm pretty sure it's Rose Suship. It's yeah, during your main phase you can excavate the top 3 and then add to your hand or special one Rice Suship and the rest go back into the deck. That's the only card that does any excavating or looking at the top cards, but there's, like, I think 3 different cards that revolve around, like, putting your things back on top of the deck. And while it is pretty good recursion, though, I will admit, you do get your things back from grave in case they die, which is a big flaw in a lot of normal monster-based decks, or even just one monster-based decks in general. So, pretty decent recycling, and also you do get the slight swarming of being able to special a guy from hand, so if you, for some reason, didn't want to, like, have to shuffle something back off of Urchin, you can just, like, normal the Ice Fish, and then special the Urchin, and then still get your level 5 Xyz play, which we're going to come up to here in a second, actually. But, yeah, this is a pretty good Xyz spamming archetype card, I should say, because it does get you the free summon itself if you control an Xyz with Rice Suship, or if you just control the Rice Suship outright, and being able to special another body from hand in case you need it, because it's just more Xyz material, and then also being able to have a little bit of recursion is always pretty nice. I do wish it would let you, like, shuffle them back instead and then, like, draw a card, like a Daigusto Emerald kind of effect, but we're just not lucky enough to have that. So on to their 2 new Xyz monsters. They now have 3 Xyz monsters and like 4 main deck monsters. It's kind of crazy. But we have Super Dreadnought Suship Urchin-class War Dish. And it kind of upsets me that the next Super Dreadnought card isn't another train. It's a fucking Suship. I will admit this artwork is very pretty though. It reminds me of bento, like the whole Japanese kind of lunchbox arts craftsy kind of things, you know, where you take like the little hot dog, you cut it up and make it into the little octopus, and you kind of organize them in the box and stuff. That's what it reminds me of, and it looks really pretty. But it is a rank 5 Fire Aqua effect monster. It's meant to use with Urchin, obviously. With 2900 attack, it's nice and beefy, and 500 defense. It requires 2 level 5 monsters, and you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is Xyz summoned, you can apply these effects based on the monsters used as material. Rice Suship, you get to draw a card, and Urchin Suship, this card can attack directly, which is kind of ridiculous. And once per your main phase or opponent's battle phase, quick effect, you can target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Suship monsters special from the extra deck that you control, and negate their effects. So, I would prefer if this popped cards. I'd see how that'd be pretty good, but then again, it would just kind of be like a slightly better Exciton, but it's still kind of like archetypal restriction, because like it requires rank 5 Fire Aqua effect monsters. Like, that's very specific. No other deck is going to be able to summon this. I think the only Fire Aqua effect monster that isn't any of these is like something Kraken, not Skull Kraken, but like another Kraken card, and it's god awful. So I feel like if it popped something, that'd be better, or if you had the option to pop things instead, because it wouldn't be too bad, because the most you're going to be getting is 2, maybe 3 pops. And so I just feel like that'd be a lot better. But I really do like the fact that if you summon it with Urchin, which is, you're going to summon it with Urchin, that's the only real way to summon it, because you can't stack it on a smaller one. If you summon it with Urchin, you're just kind of like set, because you can just attack directly for 29 every turn. And then you get to like negate your opponent's stuff, so they don't really have any say over your Urchin Suship, or Urchin-class War Dish, I'm so sorry. They won't be able to like stop it too easily because you have the negates. And then also the draws, you know, it's a draw. I mean, you're probably going to end up using Ice Fish instead, or even Roe, because Roe literally just says if you control Rice Suship, you special it as well. Same with like Ice Fish. So you're probably just going to use one of those two after getting Urchin out. So you're mostly just going to be attacking directly with this thing. It is a very nice body, I will give it that. And next we have Carrier Suship Ice Fish class Auxiliary Dish, which is our aircraft carrier. It has 2200 attack and 250 defense, almost said 2250. It's a rank 4 Fire Aqua effect monster, by the way. Oh, okay, never mind. They don't require specific things. It's 2 level 5s and 2 level 4s, so that makes it a lot better. So this is basically a free negate if you're playing a rank 5 deck, but you just don't get these other effects. And so, if this card's Xyz summoned, you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn, by the way. If this card's Xyz summoned, you can apply these effects based on the materials used for the summon. Rice Suship, draw a card. I think the other one also does the same thing, yeah, draw 1 card. And then Ice Fist Suship, you get to add a Suship spell or trap from your deck to your hand, which is really nice because they didn't get any new back row, but they do have their, one second, let me fix my microphone, there we go. They do have a field spell and a trap, and I assume we might get some new back row revealed. Maybe, maybe not. It'd probably be better if we did get at least like one more thing revealed, maybe like a continuous or a quick play spell, something like that. So you do get the search of this. This is actually a very good card. You get to make your opponent pay life points equal to your Suship monster's defense, which is really funny, and then you get free bodies on board. But, and then while there is a face-up card in the field zone, the thing you search off of it, your Suship monster special from the extra deck cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Also, they gain attack equal to their original defense. So, basically, you can turn Urchin-class War Dish into a 3400 attack direct attacker, which is really nice. And I don't know if this deck will be able to power out 2 in 1 turn and one of these. But if you do, you kind of just have a good board state because you're also going to have the field spell. So your opponent's going to have to lose life points equal to the monster's defense every time they kill it. And, which, I mean, isn't that much. I mean, like, what, 500, 250, 300. These guys are mainly meant to be just kind of like aggro board control, it looks like. but you're still pretty set in terms of that regard. It reminds me a lot of Madolche, actually, where they summon the 2 rank 5 Chocolots and then, like, have a good board state from there with, like, another 2200 thing. So that's actually really interesting. So, just a recap over the old stuff. You have Rice Suship, the level 4 vanilla, don't go into the Gizmek stuff. We have Roe Suship, which lets you special itself if you control Rice Suship, and during your main phase you can excavate top 3, add or special a Rice Suship, and then shuffle the rest back. You have Dreadnought Suship, Urchin-class War Dish. If it's Xyz summoned, you can draw a card if you use Rice, and you can make it attack twice if you used Roe. And once per turn, when your Suship monster special from the extra deck inflicts damage to the opponent, you can pop a card they control. And then the field spell, Suship Galley Kaisen, which they could have called Su Shipyard. I'm really mad they didn't call it that. Once per turn, if you normally special a Suship, you can place a Suship from deck on top of your deck. Once per turn, if your Suship is special from the extra deck and is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, your opponent must pay life equal to its defense, and you can specially write Suship from hand, and immediately summon a Suship Xyz monster using it. And then their trap card, when you activate it, you can also reveal a Rice Suship. Reveal 3 Suships from your deck. Your opponent picks one for you to add to your hand, and you shuffle the rest back in. And if you reveal the Rice Suship, you choose instead. And if this card's in your grave, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it to target up to 3 Suships in your grave, shuffle them back into the deck, and draw 1 card. So I will admit, this is some pretty good support. Like, honestly, these Xyz monsters and this board swarming stuff is kind of stuff that a lot of Xyz decks would just die for, honestly. Like, you get the free special if you control the guy, you get another free special if you control the guy, you reveal a guy at a special, and then he can special another guy. Basically, you're trying to get as many bodies on board as you possibly can, so you can try to go into your big guys and then try to attack for game, it looks like. It's definitely not a going first deck, honestly. Like, just looking at it, I mean, they do have a trap card, which is their only form of searching right now, unfortunately, other than using the field spell combined with Roe. But it definitely looks like it's a going second deck that likes to aggro stuff out and then try to control the board state after that if they can't kill. So I think the real question at the end is, even with all this good support, will Suship eventually be tier 1? God, no. Oh my god, hell no. I don't even think tier 2, maybe rogue-ish. Because my philosophy with decks that revolve around one monster is kind of harsh. So when it revolves around a normal monster, you know, Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, Magic-y, fucking Phantasm Spiral, Gen X, all that. Oh my god, there's a lot of archetypes that revolve around a normal monster. That's kind of ridiculous. You know, when you think of those decks, what's one thing in common between all of them? They're all garbage. And don't you dare bring up the one time that Blue Eyes won a Worlds. Have you seen that ban list? Yeah, that's what I thought. And see, there's nothing inherently wrong with an archetype revolving around one monster. Look at Invoked. Invoked is crazy good. But the difference is, the monster that it revolves around does things. In fact, he does 2 things that are very good. He searches your main starter card, basically. He can get searched, like this searches your Rice Suship, but he does nothing. And then also he gives the nice little buff to your fusion monsters. And so the problem with the normal monster one is, it's like, yeah, you have all of these cards that get you your normal monster, but what does the normal monster do? And I understand that the cards in the deck that aren't the normal monster revolve around you having the normal monster. You can reveal it to special. You can special if you control it. If you summon the Xyz with it, you get to draw a card, right? But if it doesn't do anything on its own and you don't have any way of utilizing it, it's just a dead card. Like, honestly, if this deck did the exact same stuff as it currently does, but Rice Suship literally just said, if this card is summoned, add a Suship from deck to hand, I feel like this deck would have really good potential as at least a rogue to tier 2 deck. Because it'd be a very good aggro Xyz deck, has so many different ways of removal and stuff, and honestly, we're probably just going to get more and more Suship support as we go on. This is only the second wave, and it might not even be the full second wave. You have a nice field spell that gives you like some closure in your opponent not wanting to kill your guys. You got, like I said, nice removal. You get to pop things. You get to negate things. You get to make your things attack directly, which is kind of insane. Searching on the Xyz monster, and then, you know, the drawing, whatever. But if this deck did literally the exact same thing as it did now, but Rice Suship had any fucking effect at all tacked onto it, if you control a Suship, special from hand, or if you control no monster, special from hand, anything like that, this archetype would be so much better. So that's my main gripe with Suships. I do like their idea. They're nice and wacky. I love their artwork. Their artwork is very humorous, and it reminds me a lot of Trains, but fish flavored, which is really funny. Their Xyz monsters are gorgeous. I love the whole bento-esque design. You got, this one's my favorite, definitely. I definitely think Urchin-class War Dish is my favorite. I love their names. I love everything about them. I just wish they didn't revolve around a normal monster. But anyways, that's going to do it for the video. If you liked it, please be sure to hit the like button as it helps put this video and the channel into YouTube recommended. And if you like this content and you want to see more like it, like the rest of my card reviews on this Yu-Gi-Tubing channel, perhaps consider subscribing, because we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers by next May. But once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Aurora, signing off.